What if one of the most powerful habits for your metabolic health didn't require a gym membership, an expensive supplement, or even a strict diet? It takes about 10 minutes, costs nothing, and most people overlook it every single day. Researchers have spent years studying what happens inside your body after you eat. Surprisingly, one simple habit, taking a short walk after meals, has repeatedly shown benefits for controlling post-meal blood sugar. But how does it actually work, and is it right for everyone? In this video, we'll separate facts from myths, explain what current research actually shows, and give you practical tips you can use today. No miracle claims, just evidence-based information supported by physiology and clinical research. Every time you eat carbohydrates, your digestive system breaks them down into glucose. That glucose enters your bloodstream, causing your blood sugar to rise. This is a completely normal and healthy response. In response, your pancreas releases insulin. Think of insulin as a messenger that helps move glucose from the bloodstream into your muscles, liver, and other tissues where it can be used for energy or stored for later. It's important to remember that everyone experiences a rise in blood sugar after eating. The goal isn't to eliminate these increases. Instead, researchers focus on how large the rise is and how quickly blood sugar returns toward normal. Repeatedly spending long periods with elevated post-meal blood sugar has been associated with poorer metabolic health over time. This is especially relevant for people with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, although healthy individuals can also benefit from maintaining healthy glucose regulation. This is where a simple walk may help. Instead of remaining seated after a meal, even light physical activity activates your muscles, and your muscles have a remarkable ability to use glucose. When your muscles contract during walking, they increase their demand for energy. To help meet that demand, muscle cells increase their uptake of glucose from the bloodstream. Some of this happens through pathways that do not rely entirely on insulin, making movement uniquely helpful after meals. Imagine your muscles acting like sponges. As they work, they absorb more glucose from the bloodstream to produce energy. That's one reason why a gentle walk can influence what happens to your blood sugar after eating. Multiple systematic reviews and randomized controlled trials have found that light physical activity performed after meals can reduce post-meal blood glucose compared with prolonged sitting. While the exact benefit varies between individuals, the overall direction of the evidence has been consistently positive. But blood sugar isn't the only potential benefit. In the next section, you'll learn how walking after meals may also support digestion, daily energy, and long-term metabolic health, and why timing appears to matter more than intensity. Lower post-meal blood sugar often gets the most attention, but that's only part of the story. Your digestive system also responds to movement, and researchers have been studying how a short walk may influence digestion and overall comfort after eating. You've probably heard that walking makes food digest faster. That's an oversimplification. Current evidence doesn't show that a gentle walk dramatically speeds digestion. Instead, light movement appears to support normal digestive function and healthy gastrointestinal motility. Your digestive tract contains muscles that rhythmically contract to move food along. This process, known as gastrointestinal motility, helps digestion progress normally. Gentle physical activity may support these natural movements without placing significant stress on your body. Some people report feeling less bloated or more comfortable after taking a short walk following a meal. While individual experiences vary, light movement may help reduce the feeling of fullness for some people. However, walking is not a treatment for digestive disorders, and evidence differs depending on the condition being studied. Another important piece of the puzzle is what you're replacing. Sitting for long periods after meals contributes to overall sedentary time, and prolonged sedentary behavior has been linked to poorer metabolic health. Even brief movement helps interrupt those long sitting periods. Here's the good news. The studies showing improvements in post-meal blood sugar often used light to moderate walking, not exhausting workouts. In many cases, simply maintaining a comfortable pace was enough to produce measurable benefits. One walk probably won't transform your health overnight, but small actions repeated consistently are often more sustainable than occasional intense workouts. That's one reason health organizations emphasize regular physical activity throughout the week. So how strong is the evidence? Researchers have compared sitting after meals with short periods of walking in many different groups, including healthy adults, older adults, and people living with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes. Systematic reviews, which combine findings from multiple studies, generally conclude that light activity after meals reduces post-meal blood glucose compared with remaining sedentary. The exact amount of improvement varies depending on the individual, meal composition, and study design. not everyone experiences exactly the same response. Factors such as age, fitness level, insulin sensitivity, medications, and even what you ate can influence how much your blood sugar changes after walking. Walking doesn't erase the effects of an unhealthy diet, and it doesn't replace medications prescribed by your healthcare professional. Think of it as one practical tool that can complement an overall healthy lifestyle. If timing seems important, when exactly should you start walking? Immediately after eating? 30 minutes later? And how long should your walk be? In the next section, we'll look at what current research suggests about the ideal timing, duration, and pace. If you're going to walk after a meal, one of the biggest questions is when. Should you head out immediately, wait half an hour, or save your walk for later? Research suggests that timing can influence how much your muscles help regulate blood sugar after eating. Many clinical studies examined walking that began shortly after meals, often within the first 30 to 60 minutes. This is when blood glucose is typically rising, allowing working muscles to help remove glucose from the bloodstream as it becomes available. It's important not to overinterpret the research. Scientists haven't identified one exact minute that's ideal for everyone. Meal size, food composition, age, medications, and individual metabolism all influence the body's response. Fortunately, you don't need an hour-long workout. Many studies demonstrating improvements in post-meal glucose used walks lasting about 10 to 15 minutes. That makes this habit practical for busy schedules and easier to maintain consistently. The goal isn't to become breathless. A comfortable pace where you can still hold a conversation is generally consistent with the intensity used in many research studies. The emphasis is on gentle movement, not maximum effort. Putting everything together, a realistic approach is simple. Finish your meal, allow yourself a few minutes to get comfortable, then enjoy a relaxed walk for about 10 to 15 minutes. Small, consistent habits are often easier to maintain than dramatic lifestyle changes. Although nearly everyone experiences a normal rise in blood sugar after eating, some groups may benefit more from walking after meals. Research has shown improvements in post-meal glucose responses among healthy adults, older adults, people with prediabetes, and individuals living with type 2 diabetes. The magnitude of the benefit, however, differs from person to person. If you have diabetes, especially if you use insulin or medications that can lower blood sugar, it's important to follow your healthcare team's recommendations. Physical activity may affect blood glucose levels differently depending on your treatment plan, so monitoring and individualized advice remain essential. The good news is that you don't necessarily need a park or a long trail. Walking indoors, around your home, through a shopping mall, inside your workplace, or even around your living room can still help you spend less time sitting after meals. 3 mistakes can make this habit harder to sustain. First, trying to walk too fast immediately after a large meal. Second, expecting dramatic overnight results. And third, assuming walking can replace healthy eating or medical treatment. Think of walking as one helpful piece of a much bigger health picture. One of the easiest ways to stay consistent is to make your walk enjoyable. Invite a family member, listen to a favorite podcast, enjoy nature, or simply use the time to unwind after your meal. The more enjoyable the habit feels, the more likely you are to stick with it. By now, you've seen why researchers continue to study this simple habit. It doesn't promise miracles, but it aligns with how your body naturally works. In our final section, we'll summarize the key takeaways and leave you with one practical challenge you can start today. Let's bring everything together. Current research suggests that taking a short, comfortable walk after meals can help reduce post-meal blood sugar compared with remaining seated. It may also support normal digestive function and reduce the amount of time you spend being sedentary. While it isn't a cure or a replacement for healthy eating, it's one of the simplest evidence-based habits you can add to your day. Here's a simple challenge. For the next 7 days, choose one meal each day and follow it with a comfortable 10 to 15-minute walk. You don't need perfect conditions. Walk around your neighborhood, inside your home, at the office, or even around a shopping mall. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. Have you ever noticed how you feel after taking a walk following a meal? Share your experience in the comments below. Your story might encourage someone else to start building healthier daily habits. And if you use a continuous glucose monitor, let us know whether you've observed any changes after walking. Healthy living isn't built on one dramatic decision. It's built on small choices repeated consistently over time. If you enjoyed this evidence-based breakdown, subscribe for more science-backed nutrition, fitness, and longevity content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.